You're a 168 fighter. And I know it sounds crazy, but if he were to like turn around and be like, hey, yeah, I'll fight David.
Yeah, I'll be dope. I have a lot of respect for Terence Crawford. Yeah. And just because I want to fight, if we would fight, doesn't mean we have hard feelings for each other. He's definitely a great fighter. I'd love to fight him.
I need to get, I would love to get it. I just don't think he'll come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love to fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
When you see a tweet that says, hey, can you make 168, David, from Turkey? Can he still make 168? You seeing him now training at second fight at 175?
Yeah, I think he's super young still. I think definitely, I don't think, it would be a little bit hard, but I think he could definitely do 168. We didn't move to 175 because of the weight. We moved because of the
Crawford versus David Benavidez is the matchup fans are eager to see. Now, Jose Benavidez Sr. suggests David might drop to 168 pounds to face Crawford.
I think referring to maybe if David could go and fight Crawford, like, that's crazy.
To be honest, that would be even an embarrassment to me to say, David's too big for Crawford. Now we said that, I don't think, it would be a little bit hard, but I think he could definitely do 168. We didn't move to 175 because of the weight. We moved because of the
David will face challenges, but he can overcome them. His move to 175 wasn't about the weight. It was about the opportunity. And when Turkey Alalship brings big Saudi money, fighters always find a way to make it happen.
You still make 168?
To be honest with you, man, let Terence Crawford live. That's his weight class.
Okay.
I lost interest in 168 a long time ago. I mean, I know that we could get offered a lot of money to go down to 168, but I'm more comfortable.
He even tweeted that David can still make 168. So a Crawford versus Benavidez matchup next year isn't out of the question. With Turkey involved, anything is possible. Add the styles, Crawford's intelligence and movement against Benavidez's relentless pressure, and it's a fight that's both chess and chaos.
68. When we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. When you look
right now, that 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 though.
Legacy on one side, a proven statement on the other, with huge viewership and pay-per-view potential. If promoters make it happen, expect intense training, strict weight control, and a fight night every boxing fan will be talking about. Keep your eyes peeled. This could go from rumor to reality sooner than you think.
On social media asking if David Benavidez is still capable of making it down to 168. Now, we're not sure if this little tease that Turkey made was targeted as a hint for a future fight between Crawford and Benavidez, or Canelo versus Benavidez.
As the hype for Crawford versus Benavidez grew, Blue Blood Sports TV delivered a reality check. He basically said, hold on, you can't call PBC opportunist when you ask for the Canelo fight. And he's right. You can't rewrite history just because the spotlight skipped you.
What Terence Crawford achieved is massive compared to yourself that people say technically should have been at 175. So you cannot discredit Terence Crawford and say he's an opportunist, because this is the same version of Canelo Alvarez that you wanted to fight. And you would have wanted to get all the credit in the world for beating this Canelo, and you wouldn't have wanted to hear people talk about you as an opportunist and you fought a version of Canelo Alvarez that was washed up.
He spent years calling out Canelo, chasing him across divisions, and now that Buck got the win, people say that version of Canelo was past his prime. That's like refusing the cake after watching someone else eat it. Sure, Benavidez deserved that fight years ago, and WBC politics didn't help him. But dismissing Crawford now is just emotional.
Don't discredit Terence Crawford's victory. That's nasty work, bro. And you one of my guys, you know that. And shout out to your father and your brother. Don't let these people put batteries in your back for you to discredit Terence Crawford's victory. Don't let it happen, bro. We know a disservice was done to you. We know you should have got the Canelo Alvarez fight. We already know that. But don't say this was a washed-up version of Canelo Alvarez, because you would have accepted this same fight and won it all.
To achieve what no one else would, move up 21 pounds and face a man everyone feared. If David plans to drop back to 168 for Crawford, that's courageous. But until that bell rings, let's not forget Crawford completely rewrote boxing physics. Love him or hate him, he made history, and the only opportunism was his perfect timing, which made everyone else look small.
So you would have fought the same version of Canelo Alvarez and expected all the credit in the world. So you can't discredit Terence Crawford and say his fight and beating him was opportunist.
Just as the Bud versus Benavidez saga heats up, a new twist appears. Team Crawford reportedly wants $100 million for his next fight. That's not a purse, it's a Powerball jackpot. We all love Bud, but at that price, he might as well be fighting Thanos. Because unless Turki Alalshik starts printing money in Riyadh, who's signing that check?
I'm going to start off with what Bernie of Team Crawford said, right? He says, quote, "I think Terence Crawford is done. If it ain't $100 million to go down and fight those guys like Janabek, Erislandy Lara, and Carlos Adames, let them guys do all the hard work." $100 million? What you think you got? Kelsey Grammer? Chelsea Clinton?
This move says, I've mastered boxing. Now pay me like a legend. And I get it. Crawford dominate Canelo, making him look frozen in the ring. Of course he feels untouchable. But dropping names like Jermel Charlo and Carlos Adames for $100 million isn't boxing, it's premium fantasy mode. Still, you have to respect the confidence. Bud's message is clear. If I step in the ring again, it's for generational money, or I'm enjoying generational wealth. And honestly, he's earned it. Now it's up to the boxing world to see if they can meet the price.
Now, I'm not mad at it. Crawford's team, they want $100 million. Crawford needs $100 million to perform or to get back in the ring, or he might retire. Then, in my opinion, if that is your real asking price, you might have to retire, because no one needs to see a Canelo rematch. And fights like Lara, Janabek, and
right after dropping the "I want $100 million" bomb, Crawford shared the story behind the Canelo fight, and it's wild. It wasn't a random money grab. Bill Haney Yang, Devin's father, planted the Canelo idea even before Crawford faced Spence. In the gym, Bud thought, forget Spence. Go after Canelo? But notice, man, that dude's big. Then he realized, wait, we're the same height. That's when the light bulb clicked.
Bro, for real? I thought this was after.
No, this is before.
Crawford Spence won.
He said, man, don't even stop chasing Errol Spence. He was like, man, the guy to focus and chase is Canelo.
Really?
He was like, man, you can beat him. He was like, man, Spence, Canelo. And like every time I see him, he'd be like, Canelo.
Be honest, that's Bud's genius. He acts on belief, not ego. He studied Canelo's game like homework for a championship thesis. Bill Haney's advice clearly mattered. When Canelo's team said Crawford doesn't sell, Bud basically said, cool, then don't mention me. I am the ticket now. That's classic Bud calm outwardly, but someone's getting roasted later.
All right, we the same height, around the same size. Like, he a little thicker, okay. I'm starting to look into it now because he already planted the seed, but now I'm like looking into it. Like, let me see what Bill
talking about.
Bill look at now, what he see. So I'm, okay. This is what he talking about. Because he like, man, he's not a big dude. And he just kept saying he's not a big dude and you can beat him. And then when I looked into it, I'm like, damn, Bill right. Yeah.
Thought the Canelo plan was wild? The behind-the-scenes story tops it. Bud spent 9-hour sessions in Saudi Arabia, sitting in a back room like he was unlocking a secret boss level. He was alone, surrounded by people speaking another language, texting, calling, whispering, and all he wanted was to talk to Turki. But they said no, since Turki is his friend and might go easy on him. Too likable to negotiate your own deal. That's when it hit me. He's not an average fighter. Bud runs his business like the CEO of Team Crawford Enterprises, holding his ground for 9 hours without a lawyer or middleman, leaving both sides half satisfied and half broken.
Brought me in there. Then we went to the little back room. And we was there for like 9 hours.
Dang.
Going back and forth.
Dang.
You know, they not budging, I'm not budging. I'm in that mug like this. I'm like,
By yourself.
by myself. And they like, and they calling Turkey. He's not. they talking in their language and texting, and we going back and forth.
When it hit him, he said, "That wasn't the deal they or I wanted, but it's done." You could feel the chess move click. But didn't just arrange a fight, he secured a legacy clause. Anyone who thinks Crawford did it just for money needs to rethink it. Who fights for free? He's been overlooked, misjudged, and told he doesn't sell. Yet here he is, negotiating on another continent, chasing greatness like it owes him rent. He's no longer just fighting opponents. He's challenging systems, narratives, and time, and keeps winning each round.
You gotta get the deal done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can see Turkey when you get the deal done. And I'm like, oh, man, listen, y'all talking about it ain't making sense.
Yeah.
You know
Did you have a number though?
Yeah.
Or you kind of had a number like, I want to be in this range,
Yeah,
right here?
I had a number, and it was just like, they like, man, listen, we gonna have to talk. so we all in that motherfucker for like, you know what I mean, 9 hours, dog.
9 hours, bro.
I'm telling you, I'm
Straight?
Straight. Crawford versus Benavidez isn't just another fight. It's a full-on power play in boxing's new era. Legacy versus youth, intelligence versus raw power, pride on the line. At 168 or 175, both are chasing the next mountain. The real question, who wants it more? Is Bud still hungry after beating Canelo? Or is Benavidez ready to prove he's more than the guy who got passed over? The world is watching, and if Turkey puts that check on the table, it's game on. So who takes it? The technician or the monster? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More fire is coming. See you next time.